found Morgana. Her name's Morgana. I don't know what was in our minds at that point.
Go was a common one which we used, but it actually I don't think it was.
Duck Go. Was it not Apollo Duck?
Oh yeah. Hey, thank you, Don. Thank you. Alright, okay, I guess we better catch everyone up. But welcome back to another episode. Today it's going to be a bit of a different one. Obviously you can see we're in a different scenery. Won't spoil that just yet.
Still with a sailboat and sunset.
Got it some way. Yeah, so do a little catch up to what's happening because the videos have been a little bit ahead. So we're trying to catch up so the videos are more real time. So last week you'd have seen us go to
Amantea.
Amantea.
We finished on there, I think.
Yeah, that was stunning there. That was really, really stunning. And then we started doing a night sail. No,
we went down south to Vibo, and then we went to Tropea. Tropea is on that very corner, isn't it? Before the Messina Straits. So
you're just seeing us arrive there, and then so next week you'll see us do our night and day sail, which was incredible. It went really, really well. Well, it went really well. We had some really strong winds though. The boat was flying and we had some strong waves. You will see us leaning over a fair bit on that. But yeah, enjoy the video. We've got a cool end to that. I won't say too much, but No spoilers. So you probably have seen on the channel that we finally hit our 1,000 subscriber mark, which that's crazy. We never expected the channel to get that way.
Yeah. We thought we'd be lucky if we got 100 subscribers, not 1,000.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's like a reasonable aim. Yeah, you guys have blown us away. Really, it's been incredible to see the channel grow in such a way, and the comments have been lovely. The information you guys have given has been priceless, especially when I was doing all the rigging. I had you guys quickly telling me to swap over the boom vane to the main sheet, and how to set up the rigging just a little bit better, so when we're going downwind it's a little bit safer. But no, it's a lot, and that is just a brief version of what all these comments have been saying. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to every single person who has been leaving these comments. What more can we ask for really than the support that you guys have given us so far? To hit that 1,000 subscriber mark so early on it's been really
amazing.
Cool. Yeah, it's been really, really cool and very exciting.
Yeah, really. We checked it, wasn't it like at midnight or something one night? It was 999.
And you were like, go back to bed.
Yeah, don't look at it, don't look at it.
Go like, just stop looking at it. Did you look at it? Did you look at it?
We originally started it just for family and friends, just to show everybody what we've been up to, because you just can't explain what we've been up to at all. From ripping it all out to sailing all the way up to the Amalfi Coast from south, it's just been mad, hasn't it?
Yeah, to get our family to fully understand it is not really possible without showing them videos of it. But my mum and my dad, when we went home for a brief time before we got the boat, they were like, make videos so we can see what's going on. I was like, no, it's too much hassle.
That's why we originally started it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For that reason, I guess.
Yeah, but it just kind of like spiraled out of control, and people started enjoying the first few episodes. We started posting more, and I think it's been nice for people to see some crazy Brits buy a sailboat that essentially everyone can afford, and learn to sail as we go. That wasn't the aim. We thought we knew a bit more. We'll touch on that.
You?
Yeah.
Not me.
I thought I knew
no
more.
Idea.
I had a false sense of security there, to be honest. It comes back to that saying, a little bit of knowledge is worse than none. And it was true. Oh my God, it was true in that case.
We've had so many lovely comments about like making sure we're safe and looking after each other, laughing. They've said that a lot, haven't they? Like, make sure you keep laughing and you'll get through it.
Seems to be like a coping mechanism. But
Yeah, and we definitely have. We've laughed after all the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, whilst all the drama's been happening, it's been a bit stressful. But people have been so nice and friendly and helpful, and then we've had loads of messages as well, haven't we? Comments and messages, just about how they can support us further. Obviously, by you watching our videos, commenting, liking, subscribing, that is so much support anyway.
Well, it's more than we can ever ask for,
Yeah.
really. That's priceless by itself, because it pushes the channel, and it does support the channel more than you realise. And thanks for everyone who does that already, because it really does help out.
For the people that have been messaging us on how they can get more involved and support us further, such as Patreon, we've had a few. Is that how you say it? Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah. We've had a few messages like that asking if we have one, can we set one up so they can get a bit more involved with us. So we have set one up finally. Only just. We're so surprised that people even want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And people want us to have one. Really nice. Really nice.
It's amazing. It really, really is. It's so sweet that people actually want to support these adventures. Like, I know there's lots of channels that do it, but you kind of don't believe they actually get supported by people. But it's amazing how many people have reached out. We have had an amazing gentleman already help us out a little bit, which has been it was so sweet. We bounced out of the bed the other night when we got it. But
again, just can't believe that people want to support us like that.
No, so thank you everyone who does.
Yeah, thank you.
And there's a lot to come. Lots of crazy adventures to come, which we want to get everyone more involved with. Which leads us on to what we're doing. Okay, we'll skip a little bit and we'll kind of explain what's happening in December. So we're coming back to see our friends and family for December for Christmas, obviously, get all festive. We want to see you guys as well. We want to kind of get involved with the sailing community back in England, because we're from Cambridgeshire. But we want to kind of get out. Don't worry about if you're near Cambridgeshire, we can always travel to you. But anyone in England, if you have a boat or not, you just want to kind of have a chat or a few drinks, let us know. We can always come out and see you. But if anyone has a boat who feels comfortable with us being on it and showing us around, doing a little tour, and feels okay with us videoing it, we want to do as many boat tours as possible of people back at home to kind of get as much knowledge as humanly possible in such a short period of time.
And inspiration, because as you know, our boat is not, it's just empty at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're going to be renovating it.
Yeah, we're renovating it.
Yeah, so as you would have seen from the first few videos, we ripped everything out so it was just bare, and then kind of patched bits up together, like...
It was never permanent.
No, yeah. So
yeah,
you'd see the bed, you'd see the chipboard kitchen.
Yeah, we did get messages about the board I used, but it wasn't permanent. The only reason we put it in there is because we knew we were going to have it in there for a few weeks. We did not expect it to be months. So we used a board that we could use as like a template to learn where was good for the kitchen, the size of the kitchen, the size of the kitchen, the size of the chill lounge, and the locations of bits and bobs that we quickly realised was way out of proportion. So I'm so glad we didn't use ply, which we will be using.
Yeah, so good we did that.
I'm a carpenter by trade, so I will be extremely anal when it comes to actually refitting it. Which I hope that everyone likes my quirky little ideas. I've kind of got just from my job back in England, but what we're missing is the knowledge of it being on a boat. So the layouts of like a bathroom, I actually really don't know like a boat bathroom would really be laid out. You obviously see pictures and stuff, but I want to know the finer details like the pipes and stuff.
And being clever with space.
And the rigging on top. And we need to know exactly what we can get away with and what we can't get away with, what we can and can't have on the top of the boat. On the back, we're going to have essentially like a pathway at the back. We'll get more detail in some of the videos. I need to make sure that what I'm going to be cutting out can be cut out. and the door, like the sliding mechanism in my head seems quite simple, but I just want to check and like run through other people's boats to see what they've done. But yeah, it's a lot of information we need to learn, as you guys know.
Yeah.
We've got so much knowledge from you guys already, which has been awesome, but we just want more. Take all the knowledge you can give us. But we're back in England in December. If anyone wants to reach out and get a few drinks or just show us around your boat, yeah, get in contact with us. The email should be somewhere on the channel. We'll link it in the description.
We'll link everything in the description.
Yeah, everything will be in there. So we just wanted to go back as well to when we first brought the boat, because again, we haven't covered this at all, and it's been a really common question from you guys. So how did we buy the boat? How did we find the boat?
We searched on every single boat page that you can find online.
DuckDuckGo was a common one which we used, but I don't think it was.
DuckDuckGo, Apollo Duck.
Oh yeah, what did I say?
DuckDuckGo.
What's DuckDuckGo?
I don't know.
Is that an insurance broker? Right,
yes, we were actually in Europe in our small camper van. And we were in south of France, weren't we? We were struggling to find like free campsites. What was that app we used to use for free campsites?
Park 4 Night, which is amazing. That's so good.
And we had an amazing couple of months all through the countryside of France and Andorra. And then when we got down south and obviously wanted to be by the beach and the sea, we were just struggling to find places, weren't we? And it was like parking in dodgy places, and we were kind of getting frustrated. Like, we've done the van thing a few times, which is great, but we were like, we just want to be next to the sea like all the time without any problems and safety issues. It
was our main requirement, was being next to the sea on these parking spots, but they were the hardest ones to get. And some of the ones which we did, we ended up having to move because it was like a guy basically trying to essentially
it was just a bit dodgy.
Get some stuff off the van middle of the night, so we had to leave.
And then we were going to Italy, and we knew that we wanted to go on the coast of Italy. And when we were searching for places to stay, it was just so hard, and all the campsites were so expensive. And we were like, is there any other way we can do this? You've always wanted to do this, haven't you?
Yeah, I wanted to buy a sailboat
for years.
Since I was like 19.
And I've never really wanted to do it because I thought, oh, it's dangerous, and I have no idea. Well, I still have very limited knowledge.
She had more knowledge than I did, apparently. I think you were probably clued up more than I was. I was obsessed about it, but obviously I'm watching sailing channels which everything goes perfect all the time.
Yeah.
And they're on massive catamarans. I'm like saying the Vagabond, you probably heard them. You'd have definitely heard them if you're watching this. I watched them. And they had an amazing catamaran, and they've got the trimaran, so everything kind of goes perfect with them all the time. Well, most of the time. And it's like the way they started out, like even that was quite smooth. I know Riley had some issues to begin with, but like you see, again, sorry, I'm drifting off. Yeah. But yeah, you see these sailing channels, and they don't really show how hard buying the boat, and well, not just buying it, but starting off is. The starting process was a learning experience and a half. Like
the fact that we bought the boat, ripped everything out in a week, thought we could do it up nicely in a week.
No, we didn't think nicely.
Okay. No.
We thought practically.
Yeah, in a week.
Which it wasn't.
And then sail up north. Well, yeah, sail north in
South,
a week.
Around the Messina Straits, then north, yeah.
South. Yeah, I don't know what was in our minds at that point. Obviously, if you would have seen the first episode, we did this because meeting my sister and her boyfriend in Sorrento. Yeah, so we started looking on Apollo Duck, found Morgana, her name's Morgana. Yeah, we were in south of France at the time. We were going to Italy anyway, and the boat was in Crotone, I think that's how you say it.
Crotone, yeah. We found her on Apollo Duck or this other boat website, I'm not too sure. But we went through a lot of choices actually. We did see a lot of boats around that price range, but the previous owner, Nick, ended up coming down a little bit. As I said before, I mentioned it in a few videos, but But he came down with the trust that we would kind of bring the boat back to her former glory. I mean, that's the aim really, and we're sticking to it. So we managed to get it a little bit cheaper. It ended up being £3,800. I think it was close to like 4.5, 5. But there, we were looking around that £5,000 mark for a while, and that was kind of all we could afford really.
But we liked that she was steel as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
All the other boats that we could find for that price range weren't steel. They were all fiberglass.
Yes, and whilst we're not going to be going and doing any like northern seas anytime soon, like it's nice to have the security of it being a little bit more durable. And whilst we were learning, I think it's going to be really good just in case something was to go wrong. You know, steel, it can take a little bit more of a beating than a fiberglass hull, and I can weld, so it's a piggy really. If there was something wrong with like delamination or with the fiberglass, I think it'd be just a little bit too big of a job for me. But with the steel, it's something I'm more than happy to do. So that was also a big selling point. It was a big selling point. The knowing that if there was something wrong, it wasn't the end of the boat. So that was a biggie. She is a Noordsvaarder sailboat. It's a Dutch company. She was built in
1976, we think.
The model is a little bit unknown. We actually posted on a Facebook post, and ended up being like 100 people like just scouring the web, and this random guy found a post of the sailboat like 20 years ago. Well, no, maybe not that long, maybe like 15 years ago. I don't even know how he found it, but yeah, he found out it was a Noordsvaarder. The model, still not too sure about though, but it's not what she would have originally looked like. The top's changed, the hull's been altered a little bit here and there. Like the back of the boat is longer, the stern has been extended, so that's why the weight is a little bit askew at the moment. But yeah, so she's very different than what she would have been originally built like, which gives us more space. It's been built bigger basically, but we need to make sure we allow for that size change. Yeah, which again we need to ask questions. We need to see you guys kind of like go through with, make sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah, so the first few days into our first sail went quite smoothly, didn't they?
They did.
Quite enjoyable, getting used to everything. As we've said loads of times, I had no idea what I was doing, so I was kind of just going along with it.
You were picking up fairly quickly actually. No, you were learning all the terminologies, all that I knew pretty quick. And you were figuring out what the boat kind of didn't seem to like quite early on. You were. But
I actually felt like I wasn't scared at the start.
No,
because
there was no like reference to be scared of. It was only what later came that kind of gave you that. It's my fault as well. For God's sake. But so the first few days, it went really cool. We actually kind of we got along quite well. We were motor sailing.
There was no wind at all. It was like a massive heat wave. Yeah, it was like 40 degrees everywhere in Italy. So yeah, there was no wind. It was just extreme heat.
It was a bit too much for that boat.
Yeah.
Without a canopy, without anything to hide from. And the insulation at the time wasn't really inside the boat, so it became like an oven.
Our first few days went smoothly, and then we went up to the Messina Straits. There was fires everywhere, as you would see on the videos.
That was our first hiccup, because we didn't have Navily. We didn't have any way of knowing where the anchorages actually were. We had our charts that were obviously are on the boat, but they are only like the major anchorages that you can, like, they're hard to miss. Navily kind of shows you all like the private ones where people have found, and they're like, yeah, you need to go here. It's got really good ratings, and you can see all the ratings as well, and that's awesome. That's really, really cool. But we didn't have that, so we got to the Messina Straits, and we were like, there is one anchorage in a marina.
It was on fire.
And it was on fire. And it was like, I don't think we can go in there. Should we risk it? No. And I looked on the charts, and it had rocks around it. I was like, I'm not risking this.
And it was like midnight at this point. So yeah, that's why we did the Messina Straits at 2 in the morning or whatever time it was. Otherwise we probably wouldn't have done that.
No, that was our first sense of feeling a little bit
on edge.
Yeah. And feeling a little bit, I felt a little bit, not helpless, but like I was out of control a little bit. That was my first sense of that. But we were so lucky getting through the Messina Straits. We actually kind of flew through. The wind was behind us and the currents were taking us through. The currents change all the time in there. And we were so lucky it was with us. If it's not, like, the currents can go 6 knots against you. So you'd be just sat there. And it could have happened. It actually happened the next day. But we managed to get through to the next anchorage, which was on the charts. It showed an anchorage inside, which ended up being like 60 feet to 80 feet deep. So it was completely undoable for us.
Yeah.
And then at this point, literally, we hadn't slept for 30 something hours, and we were like just kind of like ticking over, and we were like, I just want to stop. You actually ended up going to sleep, and whilst I was trying to, just with the fish finder, our depth finder, I was going around the coast trying to find something I could just anchor on, and we saw a catamaran anchored just on the corner. It was a really bad spot, but it was the only spot. And there was just like a little communal swimming area right next to it, but that was the only spot we could anchor on, and we did. We made the most out of that.
Yeah, slept for a few hours, and then we carried on. Yeah, went smoothly again, and then we ran out of fuel, didn't we?
Yeah, then with the fuel situation, because this was like a several-day sail on that boat. On our boat, it's a very slow boat, so it took several days to get to Sorrento. But we were 30 nautical miles away. We could hear something like, it was like the engine beats were changing a little bit, and we were picking up on that, but we weren't too sure what it was. And this is like, I think we were in a headspace where we were like, we just want to get there.
Yeah, we're so close.
Yeah, we're so close. We'll ignore everything. Look, it actually drives me mad looking back at it. I know it seems like it's been such a short time, but these videos have gone over how many months?
2 months, 3 months.
And that's been like the most intense learning experience, I think, of our lives by a mile. That kind of ignoring all the signs of the engine cutting out, just because we're 30 nautical miles away. We'll be there in a few hours. So we kind of ignored it. The engine cut out. The batteries were almost dead because the alternator wasn't working. We didn't have solar panels at the time. We had no water. And it was just a mess, an absolute mess. We did not want to call the Coast Guard. It just felt like it was our fault. It was so self-induced. It was just to then call the Coast Guard. It was like, oh, there's no bad weather. Like, it's happening just because we're being stupid. So we didn't want to call them. The only reason we did, because we knew it was going to be like several days without water, and that's the only reason we called them.
Our engine had stopped working, so yeah, we were relying on the sails, and there was no wind at all, so we were barely moving 30 nautical miles away, ran out of water because our we had these water bags, we didn't have a proper water tank, and it just popped. Things were quite bad, man.
But it's been weird. We've had quite a few dramatic situations which have led on through, obviously, the Messina Straits, getting caught in the storm. We've got help there, which is amazing. And leading.
That was in the Capri Straits.
The Capri Straits. Yeah. We had a few people kind of contacting us about the you can't see the storm that bad, but we didn't even read the winds that day ourselves. That was actually other people who picked up the speeds, but they kind of guided us back and all that drama. But no, it's been all of that leading up to the engine getting repaired, and then not repaired, and then repaired again. And looking back at it,
it was so dramatic.
It was.
Really, even talking about it now is like painful, actually.
Yeah, I think although it was a bit intense, all of it really, but we have learnt so much from it, and it kind of a bit more respect for the sea.
Yeah.
Like, if I could go back to myself at the very start of it, I would give myself a big old slap around the head. I mean, just more of like putting like you at risk really. There's been a few times it's just been stupid, but yeah, I won't blab too much. I know I could.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stupid things, but we have come out learning.
Yeah, and we've come out the other side of it actually loving the sailing part of it.
Yeah.
It was for a time it was getting a little bit hard, and we were kind of like, oh, is it the right thing to do? But the last like month was just like heaven. Like it felt as good as it could get. Like it was incredible, absolutely incredible.
But yeah, thank you to everyone we've met along the way.
Oh, sorry, no, no. Where did that even come from, man? No,
yeah, thank you to everyone that we've met along the way, from coast guards to people in marinas helping us when we had all those engine problems, to the boat that towed us into Positano when we first needed help, and actually they took a photo of us, didn't they?
Did, yeah.
Put it on Facebook.
But I posted just a few questions about the boat, and they tagged it saying, "Are you the boat we dragged in?" And they attached a video to it. I was like, "Oh my god, look! Well, there we are."
But yeah, thank you so much to everyone that helped us. Even like the nice people that we met who would cook us dinner. Like we met so many people that were like, "Do you want to come on our boat and have dinner with us?" I think they felt sorry for us.
The sailing community is the most sociable community I've ever seen in my life. We got invited up to so many boats just for dinner, and they didn't know us. They just saw us and they think, "Well, yeah, I felt bad."
We've made so many friends with people, and it's been so lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And in those hard times, like the storms, people helping us with everything
that comes with the storm, all the madness. They kind of like grounded it, made it seem like something we could handle, which is it's worth a lot.
And even when we had the engine problems, people just wanted to come on the boat and actually like look at it themselves and see if they could help.
Oh, we had people jumping in and just starting trying to pull everything apart within like a few seconds of meeting them.
So yeah, everyone who's helped us, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Big thank you.
Yeah.
So you should enjoy it, or we hope you enjoy it. We need to wrap this up because we're going a bit mad soon. But yeah.
See you next week.
That's about it. See you next week, guys.